All right, guys. So I stumbled across this clip of this MMA fight that featured a biological male against another biological male who happens to identify as a woman. Okay, so this is a regular biological man versus a trans woman. Okay, and the names of the fighters are Shane Mistretta versus Gita Marie Figueroa. And I want you guys to check out some of the clips from this fight and also pay attention to the pronoun game of the announcers as they are fighting. Take a listen.
Bar. She's aware that she is in a fight.
Oh, and they're both throwing and landing.
Solid kicking from Shane. That's the second
Oh, another
time.
takedown,
But
catching the kick of Shane Mistretta.
That's Sheeta's second takedown of the night. Seems to be attacking that leg.
Watch out that up kick.
Doesn't really have it. She's brushing off the leg.
You want to watch the up kick? Oh, she goes for an ankle.
He's going for the ankle instead.
Looks like she might have had a piece of it, but it's gone now. Now we have full guard.
Has to push him off, kick him off, do something.
Shane wants no part of that. He says, get up, let's go.
See if Gita's able to score her third takedown of the night. Keeps eating those head kicks. Got to keep her hands up. Solid striking by Shane.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a mismatch on the striking, but Shane comes in with an arsenal.
Solid striking from the southpaw.
Gita hangs in there with some head movement, rolling with the punches, but she definitely needs to return. Return fire with that kick to the midsection. But Shane Mistretta just won't let off. He keeps on with the onslaught of offense.
Solid body kicks, man.
And those body kicks have to have been registering. Her stomach is red at this point.
Circle out of that cage.
Oh! And that is all over. Shane Mistretta with the big right hook to end this fight in the first round.
Yeah. So what is my point here? Okay. Well, my point is that this woman has some cojones on her. Okay, to step in the arena with a man that's not trying to be a woman. Again, I must say that I kind of respect this person because they're saying that they would fight any man and that they would prefer to fight biological men because this person probably knows that, hey, at heart, I'm still a biological man. I would prefer to fight biological men than I would to step in a ring with a woman, okay? And we all know what happens when a trans woman steps in the ring with a biological woman. The biological woman gets her head cracked open, literally, right? That is what we've seen before. From trans fighters like Fallon Fox, who fought somebody and literally cracked their head open and bragged about it. Okay? Again, it takes cojones, right, for a trans woman to actually step in the ring with a biological man and fight, even though they are clearly probably fighting with a disadvantage because they are castrating themselves, right? So I think that there's clearly some, again, there's clearly some disadvantages going on here, okay? But this is how it should be. Because what happens is that you get accused of trying to ban trans people from sports when you say that, hey, we don't think that biological men and women should be competing against each other. They say that you're trying to ban them, but it's like, no, we're actually not trying to ban them. I have no problems watching that. I have no problems with that, okay? If a biological man who wants to be a woman steps in the ring with another biological man, hey, I ain't got no issues with it. I'm not against trans rights, right? It is a trans right to compete among your biological sex. I'm not going to boycott it. I'm not going to get triggered by it. I'm not going to do any of that because I agree, right? I agree with this fight setup. I agree that two people of the same biological sex can compete against each other, even if one of them wants to be a woman, as long as they're competing based off their biological sex. So don't sit here and try to tell me how, I'm trying to ban this and ban that. No, I'm not trying to ban trans folks from competing in sports. You just got to compete based off your biological sex. Now, here's where we have an issue. And this is the issue of drugs. Because when you're trying to transition, you have to take these, hormones and stuff like that. And when it comes to biological men who want to be women competing against biological men, the biological man that wants to be a woman is actually putting themselves at a disadvantage, right? So it's not really that big of a deal because they don't have an advantage. However, on the other side of the spectrum, when you have a biological woman that wants to be a man competing against a biological woman, drugs do give the woman that wants to be a man a advantage, right? That is not fair. Essentially, it's the equivalent of having a woman on performance-enhancing drugs competing against a woman that is not allowed to take those drugs. So with that being said, I think that the drug issue is the only part about this that I think needs to be worked out. And that's why I think ultimately it's best just to have trans people compete against themselves. But until then, I say that they compete among their own biological sex and there's no drugs allowed. Unfortunately, while you're competing, while you're transitioning, you can't use drugs, right? Or put it this way, you can't have a certain, testosterone level that's above normal range or whatever, right? You can't essentially put yourself at an artificial advantage over your opponent. But again, with that being said, this trans woman, again, has a whole lot of cojones stepping in the ring with this man and fighting this man, even though, they're probably at a biological disadvantage. But again, I see nothing wrong with that setup. I have no issues with it, as long as they're either competing among other transgenders or in the same biological sex. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.